Sup, it's your unfriendly raid rat neighbor Kevin Cornish, and I'm back with a brand new What If. But before we get into this, I'd like to point your attention to that description down below. What if creators such as Six Master of the Master Clan, Kid Zeus of Kid Zeus Studios, YK, Lord Titan, and Gratify, just to name a few. These are what if creators that I think are amazing, but that's just my opinion. Head on over to their page, check out their content, and tell them the Carnage Man sent you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, tickle that bell notification to get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. I keep forgetting that my link to my Discord and TikTok is also in the description. If you just want to holla at a nigga, help a nigga out with some new ideas for some new what ifs, head on over to my Discord. We don't bite. If you just want to chill with a nigga, see me play karate with a dog, try to get my cat to lose some weight because he's very fat, or overall just having fun, head on over to my TikTok. Don't forget to follow and like. Anyway, this one is basically a rather unique idea. I had good feedbacks on it from where I came from, especially the fact that majority of the people here don't watch anime. But it got a very good review on it. I told my brother, I told my dad. My dad kind of didn't like it because it pertains to a lot of murder scenes in it. But who cares? I mean, I'm fucking 31. You can't say shit about it anymore. Anyway. But anyway, so this is what if Deku was in a death match. Or death game. You know what? Death match. No, death game. Good thing I haven't created the thumbnail yet. I'll do that later. Oh, anyway. So we're going to start off with a young Deku, or a young Midoriya, or Izuku Midoriya. Prior to the situation, All Might's dead. So the raid earlier, where his stomach got blown out by, whatever enemy that was. I think it was fucking All For One. Anyway, All Might's dead. We give you another explanation where we try to find a flashback somewhere in it. But anyway, All Might's dead. Get that into your thick skull. There isn't a wielder of fucking All For One at this moment in time. Meaning he didn't get the chance to transfer his power to another person. He just fucking died. Simple. Now let's start the story for Ernest this time. So we start off with a young Midoriya coming out of school, where he was placed in a special school separated from others that doesn't have quirk. Actually, I mean that does have quirk. So I'm not sure if I'm getting it correctly. Let's start over from the beginning. So we start off with a young Izuku Midoriya, whereby the classroom of MHA has been split up between quirk and quirkless being. Granted, there aren't too much quirkless people. Basically 4 or 5 of them are in a classroom, and the other class, which are filled with people that possesses quirk, kind of bully this class on a regular occasion, causing Deku to more or less be a recluse, someone who keeps to himself, and finalize the death of All Might kind of made his entire life shitty, even more shittier than after they told him that he doesn't have a quirk. So it's messed up with Deku being a little, like I said, recluse, or keep to himself, and he doesn't bother anyone. His goal now is to become a police officer, seeing that there isn't going to be anyone that will give him great advice. Actually, everyone he actually asked the question is, can he become a hero without a quirk? He gets the same answer, whereby he they keep telling him to join the military or you become an officer of the law. That's a somewhat a hero work in it of itself. So he's completely up and down with the hero thing, to the point that he doesn't even collect information on heroes or villains. He just, does his work, head home, lock himself in his house, in his room, and play game till morning arrives. And it's a regular routine. So one day he kind of you know got a little bit angry and yelled at his mother, which I advise no one to be doing. Doing that shit, it's kind of fucked up. I mean, that's your mom, so you shouldn't, raise your voice at your mother or some shit like that. But anyway, Deku did such thing, which caused, and it's not the first time, and probably ain't going to be the last time. Well, it's probably going to be the last time, because suddenly flyers start flowing around the city, whereby if you fill out the form, you could have any single person disappear. And this specific idea, I'm stealing from the anime Bump, where they fill out a paper and then they have people disappear. They send them to an island. It's gonna be kind of similar, but I'm taking dead games from various movies I've been watching throughout the week. And granted, I watched a lot of fucking that game with a lot of killing, especially this one. I don't I wasn't focusing on the name, but I think it's Guardian Angel or something, whereby this girl gets a guardian angel, which probably has like a guy in it, but the guy is wearing a pig mask, a bear mask, and stuff like that. And if you kill the the girl, the man dies. And if you kill the man, nothing happens to the girl. I didn't get the sense of that, but it was fucked up. The ending was sweet. Nice. I like the ending of that particular movie, because the girl had gouged out her eyes to pass the force field, and then she ended up killing all the people who were orchestrating that game. We're going to do a lot of good things with this new one. So like I said earlier, documents started flowing throughout the city, where if you fill out the paperwork, you could actually have the person you want disappear. And it's actually been happening since two couple years after, like say like 2 years after the death of All Might. And like I said earlier, All Might died without transferring his quirk to anyone. So we're going to be doing a little um something with that probably later on, to the point. So boom, Deku's at school. He's doing his normal thing, ignoring people, probably blah blah blah. So at the end of the school, Deku is taking his usual shortcut, and here we're still going to have the sludge villain attack Deku. This is going to be a test for somewhat, because he's going to be kidnapped in like a couple minutes or to an hour. So the sludge villain does attack Deku, and in this part, like I said, Deku is somewhat doesn't give a fuck. Actually, not doesn't give a fuck, but he's kind of a badass in his own right. Being that he's a shut-in and stuff like this, he kind of has to defend himself due to his school life with quirkless and quirk obtainees, I'm guessing. I'm not sure, but yeah. So he defended himself very well against the sludge villain, not knowing that there was a drone flying around surveying his fight with the sludge villain. After successfully evading the sludge villain, a few moments later, the sludge villain blew up, noting that he had a time limit to defeat Deku or he dies. And Deku went over his time limit. Then someone pressed the button on the other side, and he kablooey spread all over the place. Few of them got on Deku, causing Deku to be very disgusted. But he just shrugged it off, like not just shrugged it off, like he brushed off the goo off himself and proceeded to walk off to the destination he was planning to, probably heading to a store to buy a new game. But darkness fled the surround him, and we cut to a scene where everyone, I mean, he's in a helicopter with people such as Todoroki. Oh, we're gonna put Gran Torino in here as well. Um, a few others, muscular, uh, various villains and heroes are all inside this helicopter heading to a location unknown to them. In fact, Deku's still passed out. We're gonna say Deku's still passed out, and I'm just describing what's happening here because another scene I will be taking from there. Deku got tased in the fucking head because he was being very disrespectful to the hostess of this new game. So he got tased in the head. So everyone is inside talking, trying to understand what is happening. The monitor shows up and all for one shows his face. Well, his scrotum for a face. I'm like, why do I keep doing that to that guy? I don't really hate all for one at all. It's just his face. Have you ever, tried washing your balls with cold water and, then proceed to look at it? He looks like that to me. It's not every day that I wash my balls with cold water. Why am I even explaining about washing balls with cold water? But anyway, all for one looks like a scrotum that got cold water poured all over it. Anyway, all for one continue explaining the rules and regulation of the game. So they have to kill approximately 12 people, and throughout this, by killing the people, you then obtain the person's, the man's or the woman's who dies abilities, adding it to the abilities you are getting. Few of the people that are in the helicopters are actually quirkless beings, but then we make it easier for them with all for one giving them a uncanny quirk for some reason. But the quirks were basically something that would be able, like something that would how can I say it, would be easy for them to commit murder. You know what I mean? Some of them has huge swords sticking out of them. A few of them can manifest very deadly guns and weapons. I think one of them can use radiation for some apparent reason. But anyway, Deku, on the other hand, was kind of left out of the situation. Not really left out, but he has the ability to copy. All Might gave him the ability to copy any said quirk as long as it is in his, expected range. Or if he stands in someone's shadow, he could actually get all the abilities. So later on, we will be opening on that. But right now, Deku doesn't know this, and yes, they actually, all for one kind of, was playing with his name. So we're now going to be calling Deku since he didn't meet Bakugo in this specific universe. Granted, Bakugo is somewhat a Bakugo in this one, but he's we're gonna give what Midoriya's personality in canon to Bakugo for some apparent reason. Because I want to. So a Bakugo would be acting like a Midoriya, and a Midoriya is not going to be acting like a Bakugo. Is that like that guy who eats stuff and his body turns into it? He's kind of like that, kind of shy and doesn't really want to get involved in much stuff. Deku's more like this. So So finally, they arrived with All for One finishing off his speech. Everyone was kind of really protesting that idea, thinking why would they be forced into killing each other in order for them to leave a said place. They don't know either. But All for One didn't answer any other question. He just hinted to the guards to, start dropping people. They opened up the hatch to the helicopter and started electrocuting people right, left, and center. A few of the others were, they had some device that would not allow them to use their quirk at that time on the plane. But as soon as they exit the plane, the red light on their neck turned, green. Sing Symbolizing that their quirk is now activated. A few of them died on landing, so that was easy quirk for a few other people to get. Kind of messed up. Deku, free falling, finally woke up and was wondering what the fuck is going on. He then deployed his parachutes. Gladly, they had parachute on. And when he landed on terra armor or fucking dirt, he didn't land on dirt. He landed in a tree. His whatever you call it, life vest or fucking thing, got caught in a tree, and he was dangling there for a few moments when a few contestants of the death match showed up and started firing at him. They kind of missed and caught the strings that were holding him up, and he narrowly escaped while under heavy gunfire to be starting with. Was trying to figure out what's going on, really, what's happening, and how is why what happened, So Deku is now hiding under a rock as the enemy was passing him by. They were asking where could he be. We need to kill him. We need to ensure that minimal people is on the island, because if they meet up, it's gonna be a war zone. So they should just eliminate all the weak links immediately. This kind of was really, really, really freaking Deku out, but he kept this composure as he waited a few to till he think that the enemies are already gone. He then emerged from the little cave, muddy looking thingy. Went and started surveying the area. He kind of tripped, activating his quirk, and he kind of tripped and he landed on a dead body, activating his quirk. As he then noticed that his hands are started glowing, he freaked out a little bit, but then he kind of gathered himself together and noticed that he has a number on his left arm, as it indicated that he has one Q. He's like, 1Q? What the fuck is 1Q? He looked at it intently, and a red light started gleaming from one of his fingers. He was like really curious about it, but he then had a bad feeling as he pointed away from himself, only to blow up a nearby tree. And he's like, I gotta work. But then he got his senses together, thinking about how could that be possible. He's like the 1% of the entire world that didn't, born with a quirk. So how could he all of a sudden have a quirk? So he get a flashback before he got tased in the head, when he was getting that information from All for One himself. He kind of told All for One the same thing. I think of him. He has a scrotum for a head, like All for One didn't take that lightly and tased him in the head back. He kind of remember and doesn't remember too much about it, but then he figured out, oh, no, this isn't a place for him to be. Granted, he isn't the nicest kid to the point, but forcefully putting a 15-year-old kid in a debt. Oh, and he's not the only 15-year-old kid in here. Just notice a few others, because then we will be having a little, romantic setting in this one. I'm only giving part one for now, but don't worry, I have about at least 6 episodes of this specific what if, so you all could enjoy this to the fullest. Now let's get back into it. So Deku is now, trying to wrap his brain around the situation, and he remembers him calling this a dead game, but Deku thought it was just a fucking prank as he roamed around the forest, not seeing anyone for a moment, and kept firing off his newly acquired quirk, forgetting that he just took it off of dead body. That's what Deku is. He tries to block the bad stuff from his vision. I'm not sure what kind of fucking disease that but it does happen where someone sees something bad, or something bad happened to someone in their past life, and then I'm not past life, but in the past. Then in the future, or in the rest of their life, they try to avoid seeing anything bad, even though something bad is happening around them. That's what Deku is kind of liking in a way, someone. But anyway, boom, we start off a later on view. Deku is on a beachfront admiring everything, stating that this would be a very, very nice place to go on a date. And remember, all those explosion Deku was doing before he came kind of attracted a few mutated monsters that all for one kind of let go on the island, all his failed experiments. And yes, this island is all for one's private island, which the government doesn't know exists for some reason. But anyway, Deku woke up a bunch of mutated, Nomus type shit, which caused them to rampage throughout the forest, killing and, doing a little raping a little bit, as they arrived to the beachfront. Deku had his back turned to them, yes, for what reason? White people. White people, when he felt a drip of saliva on his face, I'm guessing. Yeah, on his face, because he didn't see the shadow. The sun was like, in front of him. Anyway, he felt the drip as he looked up, seeing billion teeth, a billion teeth in his face. He freaked out, activating his newfound quirk as he blasted Nomu away. It didn't kind of did some damage, but it didn't really fucking do much damage, as the Nomus then a few other Nomus ran to him and stuff. So Deku started blasting away, be like, boom, 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 boom. And Deku's quirk is somewhat where he condenses and erupts. It's like Bakugo's quirk, but it doesn't use sweat. It's air pressure pocket, then compress, allowing a few other mixture in it to create a I call it spontaneous combustion. Yo, I really did remember that shit. High school was like fucking 12, 13 years ago. Anyway, so Deku was, doing his thing, and he decided to do it a bigger if he could do it this small. Let's, try to get rid of everyone at the same time. A few moments later, Deku kind of blew up half the beach after doing his, unleashing his full technique, and passed out for some apparent reason because he used a lot of energy. Later on, a couple hours, Deku still passed out. We could see a shadow looming over him, as we then now see you in the next time. Anyway, this is where we're going to be leaving this off. Hopefully you all enjoyed this one as much as I enjoy making it. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description. What if creators such as Kid Zeus of Kid Zeus Studios, Six Meister of the Meister Clan, and Gratified, just to name a few. These are what if creators that I think are amazing, but that's just my opinion. Head out over to their page and check out their content and tell them the Cornish Man sent you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Smash that bell notification to get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. I keep forgetting that my Discord and TikTok link is also in the description. If you want to help me out with any brand new ideas or brand new what if to start with, head on over to my Discord. We don't eat any people, man. None of you don't want us to. If you want to see me just chilling, hanging out with a dog, trying to get a fat cat to lose some weight, because I kind of did overfeed him a little bit. I wanted a chubby cat, but then they told me that that's kind of messed up, because we could cause a lot of, illness to a chubby cat. So I shouldn't do it. So I'm trying to, put a cat on a diet, which sucks. That was not what I was getting at. But anyway, this is your unfriendly raid rat neighbor, Kevin Cornish, and I'll see you in the next one. Holla at a nigga, say whoop. Oh, by the way, the next episode of what should be coming after this one, I should give you a little update on it. It's either going to be what if Naruto had a parasite, or what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Leonidas. Vote up. See which one I do next. Peace. Hey, Oda, come here. Say something, nigga. He's shy a bit. Anyway, holla at a nigga, say whoop. See you in the morning. I be calling on your girlfriend, balling all the hope. What do you want?